A jam-packed match week 9 Sunday brings us to the Constitution State for a colonial clash between CT United and New England Revolution 2. Second meeting of the season between these sides. Welcome inside Marone Stadium in Storrs, Connecticut, on the campus of UConn. Along with our broadcast team, I'm Jake Griffith. Glad to have you with us. CT United, they enter this contest 4 consecutive losses. It's the longest active losing streak in MLS Next Pro. Narrowly defeated at the hands of Philadelphia Union, a revenge game for Union last time out. As for New England Revolution 2, they come in on the heels of 2 consecutive losses, trying to avoid their first 3-game losing streak since the 2024 campaign. To avoid that, they'll have to get past a team they've already beaten once this season. A 2-0 win for New England Revolution last time these teams met. And we take a look at our starting 11. First for Connecticut United and manager Shavar Thomas, going with a 4-3-3. 4 personnel changes from the match week 8 loss against Philadelphia Union. Those include Steven Serwada, who comes into the right side of that midfield. Number 8 there on the right side of your screen. Serwada provides stability in the midfield. He also has great vision, can help unlock offense for Connecticut United. You go back to the last time they faced New England Revolution 2, completed 21 passes into the final third, but CT United were unable to make anything happen with those passes, held out of goal in that contest against New England Revolution 2. And as we transition to the visitors from Foxborough, Massachusetts, manager Pablo Morera going with a 4-3-3 as well. 3 personnel changes for the Revs. One of those being Jake Shannon, who makes his first start since March 15th against FC Cincinnati 2. He will work in that center back tandem with Chris Mbayasim. This is a stout New England Revolution 2 defense. They've had some offensive woes this year, just 7 goals scored, but already 2 clean sheets, only 6 goals conceded. Trying, though, to stabilize things. They have given up 4 combined goals in the last 180 minutes of football after only allowing 2 goals in the first 4 matches of the 2026 season. All set to go here inside Marone Stadium on the campus of UConn. Gary Gutierrez, that man clad in yellow and black on the left side of the screen. He's our center referee. A good regional clash up in the northeast portion of the country between MLS Next Pro's newest club in Connecticut United and New England Revolution 2. Revs seeking their first road victory of the season. Their manager Pablo Morera, he said that a team like Connecticut United, an independent club, older, more physical, they provide you a little bit of a different look than what you typically get with an MLS Next Pro side associated with an MLS club. There is the whistle. The ball is moving, and we are officially underway between Connecticut United, clad in the light purple, and New England Revolution in the navy with the red and white. Here is the aforementioned Steven Serwada trying to fling that ball forward, out wide to the right. Pouncing on it, though, is Schneider Mimi. Maybe the 36th overall pick in the Super Draft by this New England organization. Pablo Morera, his manager this week, had a lot of high praise for what Schneider Mimi brings to the table. Says for a guy his age, he just does things that you don't typically see, especially at this level. As Dahlin wearing the captain's armband, he gave it up. 3rd consecutive start for Gabe Dahlin, and as he continues to progress toward that full fitness coming off that injury. Returned to the lineup from injury April 12th against the defending champions Red Bull New York 2. Started the season by missing 3 of the first 5 contests as Shannon trying to step forward and carry that one along. Ended up being dispossessed. And here's Carlos Zambrano, the former Syracuse Orange. Over to Mimi, trying to play it forward now. Bodies all flying around and hitting the deck. We do get a whistle from Gary Gutierrez. Forward CT United trying to go. Not an unsuccessful venture as Darlene will scoop up the loose ball. They tried to go long in the first 45 minutes. Looking to soften up that defense and that 2-0 defeat earlier this season at the hands of New England Revolution. New England's back line didn't really bite a whole lot in that contest as they'll switch it out wide. Mimi trying to progress into the attack, closed off by Ravi Mora, the former Gonzaga Bulldog. New England coming off the loss on the road against Columbus Crew 2. Pablo Morera this week reflecting on that match. He said he liked the fact that they had the lion's share of the possession as this played down low toward the byline over to Musendin. Able to peel that back to Darlene, but Darlene has it cleared off his boots. CT United looking for a whistle. Oyerwath now. Oyerwath, his shot deflected. There's a man laboring there in the center of your screen. CT United will finally settle back on it, and now we do get a whistle for a stoppage. It was Paisho right there, number 9 in purple and black. He and Oyerwath both going for the same ball. CT United had been looking for a whistle on that. They didn't get one initially. And now play is back underway off the drop ball. Going back to New England though, Pablo Morera, he did say that he liked the way that New England controlled the tenor of the match against Columbus Crew through most of the contest. Mentioned that they were happy with the overall effort as we get another stoppage via a whistle, but he walked away feeling like they were a bit sloppy, and that has been a trend at times this year for New England. You go back to their loss against Red Bull New York, the loss against Columbus Crew 2, even in a couple of their wins, Morera has said that they've had some unforced technical mistakes within their game model that have cost them either goals or, in the case of the Columbus Crew match, results overall. Morera describing it as a we shot ourselves in the foot situation with some of those mistakes, but he did appreciate the fact that his team had great response to the adversity in that match against Columbus. Here is Connecticut United now moving in packs. Paisho gave it up. Now this flashed in front near post. Out of the reach of Jeremy Medranda, making his 3rd start in as many appearances. The CT United Academy U19er. Shavar Thomas, manager for Connecticut United, had a chance to catch up with him earlier in the week as Parisian will have this goal kick to resume play. And one of the things that he walked away feeling like from that loss against Philadelphia Union, yes, they would have liked to get the result. It was a tough contest overall, but they got a lot of good contributions from their academy players. Nico Colinaris, the 16-year-old, getting the start in that contest. Plays for the Connecticut United U16s. 2nd youngest starter in league history. Medranda playing in that contest as well. And Shavar Thomas, he did say that his biggest takeaway was that this club is very far along in terms of their development at the academy level. You go back to 2024, that is when Connecticut United launched an MLS Next academy structure preceding their first foray into MLS Next Pro play here in 2026. There's Paisho, scored his 1st goal against Philadelphia Union. Now trying to push the tempo, going right at Gabe Darlene and trying to step inside on him. Unable to do so, but it won't matter. It'll stay here. A corner coming for CT United. It'll be Alex Monis wearing the captain's armband, making the long trot over. New England fans, they will recognize that name. Monis spent 2 seasons in a New England Revolution 2 shirt, 15 appearances, 652 minutes played a season ago. Missed some chunks of time with injury last year. Monis floats this one to the back post. That sails over everyone's head, and it goes out. New England coming away unscathed off Connecticut United's 1st corner of this fixture. mentioned at the top of this broadcast the 3 personnel changes that New England make. They are somewhat short-handed in terms of availability of players that have seen a handful of minutes throughout the 2026 MLS Next Pro campaign. Specifically, those being Eric Klein, Malcolm Fry, and Cristiano Oliveira. Will be a throw in here for Connecticut United. They'll have to retake that one as Gutierrez sounds the whistle. That trio that I just mentioned, they were all on the bench in last night's 1-0 win in MLS play for New England Revolution against Charlotte FC. Some real dramatics in that contest. A penalty in second half stoppage time. Now this one played through and toward Parisian. Put toward goal, but ultimately wide. It was Laurie Goddard who was able to get that shot off. Laurie Goddard, he's been a menace over on the left wing at times this year for Connecticut United. That time carving an opening right through the central channel. 2 goals this season. They've all come in the last 4 appearances for Laurie Goddard. Trying to steer this up the near touchline, running out of room, and it's quickly tossed back in over to Monis for CT United. Nice move there from Medranda, able to get it forward to Monis, who mishits that pass up to Paisho, and a change of possession will occur via the throw in. Shavar Thomas, though, have to like the start if you're Connecticut United. One of the things that he preached to his team in training this week was we need to impose ourselves from the CT United standpoint. It has been something that he feels like has been lacking at times, that idea of playing what he describes Connecticut United football. In his words, that starts from the opening whistle of imposing the game model, imposing CT United's will on the opposition. Medranda dancing through defenders, still carrying it along, and now we get a whistle. England able to knock that one away. Revolution 2 will safely guide this back to Parisian. Shannon up the half space. That one cut out by Serwada. There's Paisho on the turn. Again, Dalin will just sweep that one away from the possession of Paisho. Second corner in the last 3 minutes here for Connecticut United, who are in search of their first goal off a corner this year. Monis floats this one in again. First contact made by New England, headed back along. There was a collision inside that sent Donovan Parisian down in a heap. And it is Parisian there on the left side of your screen, slow to get back to his feet. Keep an eye right there. That man in green in net. Connecticut United just inadvertently crashing into him. At the restart, still 0-0. CT United searching for their first shot. That despite having already 2 early set pieces. Thumped clear here by New England. It's been some one-way traffic early on. Yes, New England does have the overall possession advantage just slightly, but so far CT United, they've been the more threatening team in this end of things. Serwada trying to turn away from pressure again. Now Stevenson will funnel it back down that far channel. cut inside. Here's Ernesto Gomez, the switch over to Paixão. Gonna corral that ball back in, rather, this is Medrano. Stepping inside, it's Monis. Monis from distance, this put toward goal again. Goddard able to get a foot to it off the ricochet. And now Parisian will just chuck this one forward. That distribution for Donovan Parisian was something that his manager Pablo Moreira had really praised him on earlier in the week when we had a chance to catch up. That time, though, using the hands. But Moreira had mainly honed in on Parisian's ability to get involved and active with the feet. As we get a whistle here for a stoppage. Moreira was pretty frank. He said that when they brought Parisian in via the Super Draft, they felt like that distributing the ball was one of the areas that he needed to grow the most in. They feel like he's really turned the corner exponentially as New England trying to whip this ball back in over toward Jaden Da. That's center forward spot. Here's Da, has one goal this season against CT United. He'll play it out wide. It's Makai Wells. Darlene plays it into the path of Wells. Makai Wells, a talented youngster out of the New England Revolution Academy. Also has some international caps under his belt at the youth level with the United States U17 national team. Here's Wells forcing the issue, earning a throw for New England, who move quickly on it now. Tossed in, it's Zambrano. Zambrano knocked off the ball. Stepping up with the interception is Jake Shannon. First half has moved at a frenetic pace through these first almost 15 minutes. Deflected back to the possession of Musenden. Back on it again is New England. Looking to roll this one through, it's Wells. Wells, the cutback, Da went down, and now tripped up Serwada. Will earn a whistle from Gary Gutierrez. Took a fortuitous bounce in favor of New England. Onto the feet of Miles Morgan. That's a great ball up ahead to Wells, who was looking for that cutback. Zambrano trying to charge in at the last minute. Ends up crashing in to Steven Serwada. Acquired by CT United, Serwada was in January of this calendar year via the loan from the Red Bull New York organization. Spent the last 4 seasons prior to this with Red Bull New York 2. It's Mora drawing a foul. CT United Soccer is proudly supported by Yale New Haven Health, powering medical breakthroughs with the greatest of care. Play back underway off the free kick, and they cycle it around. Here's Lucas Camrath, former High Point man collegiately, spent a season at Notre Dame as well. Mimi will knock that out of play. It'll be a throw in here for CT United. Mentioned earlier, CT United's academy system shining in that loss against Philadelphia Union. CT United U19s in action last week at MLS Next Flex. As that ball goes off the top netting, the U19s ended up finishing 3rd in their group. The U15s qualifying for the GA Cup back in March. First team from the state of Connecticut to qualify for the Generation Adidas Cup at the academy level. Future is bright for CT United. Despite some of the struggles that they have had to open the 2026 season, the present is also bright for CT United. A win today would help secure the 2nd best record by any independent team in MLS Next Pro history through their first 8 matches. Tough to beat that 2024 start that Chattanooga FC went on, where they won 4 of their first 8, earned points in 7 of 8, only lost once in their first 8 fixtures of their inaugural MLS Next Pro campaign. Defender got the lines wrong there for CT United. That one over on the near touchline, rolling all the way through. And it will be a turnover. Change of possession here will give New England the throw in. And the Revs trying to capitalize on the mistake. Play back off Dahlin. He'll play it down low. Offside flag will come up. And that will end the opportunity. Gunther Rankenberg getting his first start since March 21st against FC Cincinnati 2. Puts it back forward into play. And we are back underway. Rankenberg, the former Greenville Triumph netminder of USL League One, goes all the way rolling back to the feet of Parisian, 18th overall pick of the Super Draft last year. Both teams in search of the first shot on target of this match. It has eluded both offenses despite a couple of good spells of possession, good actions in toward the final third. Shannon will roll this back to Parisian directing traffic. Pablo Morera, he looked back earlier this week on the 2-0 win against CT United. And he said one thing that stood out was they felt like that CT United was content to give New England as much possession in the world. Here is Wells driving in, trying to turn the corner. Wells on the end line, cuts it square, and it ends up getting deflected out. It will be a corner, first of the evening for New England. Morera did say that a match like this against CT United, who's content to not have the lion's share of the possession, you do have to worry about playing into the opposition's hands, was his point in saying that. Zambrano will have it from the near stick. Zambrano whips this ball, headed to the back post, but wide of goal. Dahlin able to get up and get a noggin to it, but not on the target. Strong service in from Zambrano. Dahlin able to climb the ladder there. Turn from Paixão away from pressure. Paixão, the Brazilian center forward, coming off his first career goal against Philadelphia Union. He has a lot of good international experience under his belt. Spent a season over in the Ukrainian First Division last year. Goal in 16 appearances for Polisha Zhotomir of that Ukrainian First Division. Out it goes, and it will be a throw for New England. Sim flings that one ahead, knocked back down by Stevenson, and it ultimately falls to New England's feet. They play Dahlin into space, who will carry it forward. Got a chance to chat with Gabe Dahlin at the early stretches of the 2026 season. One thing he said was he is one of those returners. It's somewhat of a refreshed roster in 2026 for New England. Players moving on, players moving up. And Dahlin said, obviously with new management as well, that he really likes this new aggressive direction that Pablo Morera has taken New England Revolution 2 in. Dahlin had said at that time it feels like it plays into the team's strengths. Dahlin's clearance picked back up by Serwada. Serwada drives it inside. Now Monis looking to roll it forward. Paixão knocked down. New England trying to turn this into a counter-attacking opportunity. Stevenson stepping up, trying to get involved on a clearance. Ended up colliding with his own teammate there, being Raniel Perdomo.
What are we stopping the play for? Jeremy, don't miss that line, Rep. Just trying to get in your head. Keep an eye. Keep an eye, you're good. Just keep an eye there. Lucas, left shoulder there. Stevie, second ball. El resto. Segunda pelota.
Sim has it off the restart. There's Shannon. That Pablo Morera had tried to challenge his team this week in terms of attacking this CT United team. He said in the first handful of minutes, typically within the first 25 minutes, he wanted to see them go more direct against CT United. Felt like that if they could go play that direct style of football within the first 25 minutes, it would set the tone. It would really help open things up. Here they are now. Back over, it's Jaden Da. Da dodging one would-be challenge from Sirwada. Da cuts it back inside. Cycled around here. Oyirwath. Now to Schneider. Mimi carrying high. Mimi wants to square that ball. No one in the receiving path of it for New England. It'll stay on this end. Laurie Goddard had it deflected off of his boots. He protests for a whistle, though. Wanted a foul. Not going to get one. One of the reasons that Pablo Morera had wanted to see New England go direct early on in this contest was it would start to open up the central channels. Back over to Schneider. Mimi. Mimi. It comes all the way through. Here's Darlene. Darlene trying to shuffle to his left. Looking for the give and go. Laid off inside. It's Darlene. Couldn't hang on to that one. Had the corner there on Sirwada. Just pushed it too far in front of himself. United trying to pick out Laurie Goddard over on that wing. Going long again, unsuccessful. And now here is Oyirwath. Oyirwath into the path of Darlene again. Got Gabe Darlene active and involved over on this right flank. An area of the flanks that Pablo Morera said this match would be won in. Issues here for CT United playing out of their own end. Wells ultimately lays into Alex Monis, and that will bring us to a stoppage. Experience the future of gaming with Find, the first free gaming platform built for your smart TV. No console downloads or subscription required. Launching soon on Samsung and LG smart TVs. That off the boots once more of Rainiel Perdomo. Perdomo, he has been deployed in a couple different areas already in this contest. A real do-it-all player. Now making his third start, fourth appearance for Shavar Thomas and company. The CT United side seeking their first home victory of the season. It was their third home match. They opened the campaign with 4 straight away from home. Something that Shavar Thomas had said really would test the mettle of this team, help them understand where they're at. Also good bonding experience for a group that had never played before. A couple of players like an Ibrahim Kasule, like a Steven Sirwada, who'd spent time together with Red Bull New York too. But this being the first season of existence, those extended road trips, good for building team chemistry. Now here's Goddard on the turn. Still Goddard, getting past one. Goddard trying to play it out wide and does. Madronda swings this, back post, it goes off the crossbar. Mimi, an emergency clearance away. There's Sirwada again. Back down low, Mora has support. Misdriven, top of the area. Revs able to nod that one away. Pressure not alleviated though. Monis, his ball back, intercepted by New England, and a chance to break out here for Revolution 2. Hugging that far stripe. It's Miles Morgan able to get it free, and ultimately reclaimed by Gunther Rankenberg. Serwada to Gomez now. Pounded tightly there by Javon Musendon. We go back over the top once more of this back four of New England, and again, no success there for CT United. New England, they have done a solid job so far in this almost first half hour of play. When CT United are getting into that attacking half, they're dropping in to this low block. It's causing a lot of confusion for CT United, just based on the amount of bodies and congestion in that final third. Monis ridden down, advantage is played. Stevenson ahead, able to find Laurie Goddard. Going to ground, though, was Zambrano, able to win that ball back. Foot race here. Morgan trying to outrun Stevenson to it, unsuccessful there. You go back to the last time these teams met, and one area that played into New England's favor, they were able to use constant switches of play to rotate this defense around from CT United. It really opened things up centrally. The first goal of the contest coming 18 minutes in from Jaden Da. A wonderful through ball right through the heart of the defense. I haven't seen New England so far be able to use those switches of play. Da ends up toppling Javar Stevenson, the center back. And Stevenson able to win a whistle for CT United. Quickly restarted, now cut in front, looking for Goddard. Frantic moment there. Shannon was able to get his body to it, and Parisian will ultimately race out to clean up the mess, rather. Pressing high, CT United able to win it back. They have had a dangerous counterattack this season. The home side has. That one will fizzle out, though, at the feet of Donovan Parisian before counter-attacking goals of their 10 total scored in 2026. Lean roaming around, able to hit Yearwath. Now Yearwath will go forward with it. Mimi. Glance back out wide. Schneider Mimi racing in. The advantage played in front toward Jaden Da and booted out of play for a New England corner. That ability to get Schneider Mimi running into the attack, the way he and Miles Morgan have worked off each other over on the left-hand side when they're on the pitch, has been a sight to behold for this New England Revolution 2 side. Pablo Morera saying this week that those two have a great relationship. You go back to the Columbus Crew match, they were able to get that overlapping run going with Schneider Mimi. Yes, they only ultimately found one goal, but had some dangerous moments, especially getting into the final third courtesy of that overlap. Second corner of the day here for New England. We've crossed over the half hour, no score. This swung in, glanced toward the back post and falling out the other side. Consecutive corners now here for the visitors. Brano will handle the service duties. He's been the trigger man on this near side. Pablo Morera looking on there at the bottom of your screen, bottom left corner. Zambrano awaiting word and now gets it from Gary Gutierrez. Zambrano drives this in, headed away once more by CT United. Now struck from distance on the second ball end. And Rankenberg able to see it all the way. How about this? Rankenberg, a good ball forward, trying to tilt the field in CT United's advantage. Recovery defensively by Alan O'Yearwath. Rotations for New England have been constant. You see Wells, who started this contest, up on the right wing, getting back in coverage defensively as Dahlin was high into the attack. We've also got O'Yearwath playing that defensive midfield role this evening, while Zambrano and Musindin work in tandem in the central spaces, and that helps provide some additional coverage in behind for New England. Now they go over the top, trying to find Da streaking in. Da does run that one down. Ultimately, though, runs out of room. Well defended there from Javar Stevenson. New England applying pressure here. Trying to force a turnover, and they do. One back at the midfield stripe. So O'Yearwath stepping in front. Dahlin trying to fight off a challenge from his former teammate, and Alex Monis. The aforementioned Alex Monis, I chatted with him earlier in the year for CT United, and he did say that he takes his responsibility very seriously, bringing that experience over from New England. This was the opportunity here for Da. Good ball over the top from Dahlin, but how about this defending right there from Javar Stevenson? Just muscling Jaden Da away from that ball long enough for it to go spilling across the end line. This coaching staff, this organization for CT United, they've been very high on what Javar Stevenson has brought to this team. Has had some crucial clearances so far in 2026 for CT United as we have a player down. Gary Gutierrez having a word there over on that far touchline with Schneider Mimi. Wada went down right after play restarted. And now Robbie Mora loses possession. Here is Donovan Parisian. Parisian was on the bench last night in addition to the three prior mentioned New England Revolution players, and Klein, Oliveira, and Malcolm Fry. Parisian also coming off a very strong U.S. Open Cup showing, had a massive penalty save in the round of 32. This one played through, it's Monis, out comes Parisian, able to make the stop. A defensive lapse for the back line for New England, allowing Monis to get free. This set up by a good ball through from Paisho. Monis able to snug that restraining line, stay onside, but how about the read there from Donovan Parisian, jumping off his line. Quick reaction time and keeping this contest scoreless. In swinging ball, Parisian out with the punch. Looking for that second ball back in. Deflected away by Revs 2. Falls to Monis. Now still Monis wants to cross this one in. Another corner coming here for Connecticut United. They've done well for themselves to stack up the set pieces. This will be corner number 4 on the day. Javar Thomas, he had said earlier in the season that one of that identity for CT United, one of be a good set-piece team. Gomez serving it back in, touch toward Parisian, hugging that near post, that far post rather, and making the stop. Morgan dropping in on the build-out for New England and trying to go forward with it. Just nobody there. Those are some of those mistakes that man there at the bottom of your screen, Pablo Morera, has challenged his team to try to clean up more. After that Columbus match, and he described it as some sloppy stretches of play for his bunch. Here's Serwada, a loose ball, nodded forward, trying to seek Goddard. Turned upfield by New England. Pulling that one down on the move is Miles Morgan. Now Morgan, he's driven down, and this will be a card. And now some extracurriculars after that whistle. Morgan taking real exception to that challenge from Reniel Perdomo. Look at it again here. 21 in Navy is Miles Morgan. Tries to turn, was giving it up, and right there at the end, Perdomo coming in and exercising a little bit of frustration. Perdomo does go into the book for that foul. Rory Goddard was quick to step in between those two players, because as soon as Morgan popped up off this turf surface, he was ready to have a word with Perdomo. A free kick here coming for New England. Their only set-piece goal of the season has come off a free kick. Side trying to get organized in front of this ball. Dangerous attacking area for New England. Here as we come up on the final 5 minutes plus added time of this opening half. Zambrano floats it up ahead. Rankenberg is there. New England content to press with one, that being Da. He does have some support underneath him with those three. Driven up ahead. That is where Chris Mbayasim will step in front and win possession back for the Revs, and also winning a whistle as well. I mentioned Jaden Da a moment ago. He's had such a great season. Played almost 500 minutes coming into this contest. Does have one goal to his credit. Great article posted on the New England Revolution website about the injury woes that Jaden Da has recovered from. Was brought in ahead of last MLS Next Pro season from the Columbus organization. Suffered a season-ending knee injury in preseason training. Missed the entire year, but he's come back, and it's been a seamless transition back into being another productive player. Put in so much work. Those are sentiments that Pablo Morera had echoed earlier in the season prior to their Atlanta United fixture. He sees the work that Da puts in day in, day out. As that one knocked out, Wells will have the throw. And he said he's such a cerebral player as well. Just always continuing to come in, be the first guy in, last guy to leave. Always asking for feedback from these coaches. And Morera and company, they see big things in the future of Jaden Da. Here is Mbayasim carrying it along. Gonna find Mimi. Mimi down low. Zambrano turning. We're gonna square that ball again, but instead it's cleared away by CT United. Back on the attack, it's Darlene trying to stand up across out wide. Morgan giving chase. Tightly defended there by Reniel Perdomo, and it will be a battle that Miles Morgan will win. A throw in coming for New England deep into this final third.
Run him back there. Jeremy, keep an eye on that shoulder. Keep an eye, don't overcommit. Lucas, weak side.
Here's Oyerwath. First 10 minutes of this contest, CT United came out with a lot of energy, tried to impose themselves. They do have 2 shots on target, 4 total shots to New England's 3 and 1 respectively. As we get another stoppage via the whistle from Gary Gutierrez. Restarted almost as quickly as Zambrano will switch it. Knotted down, here's Da, top of the area, giving back up, Zambrano. They're clustering up at that top of the area, and ultimately won back by CT United as Robbie Mora goes down. Both sides' offense has been dominant in fits and spurts. It's CT United with the control of the contest for the first 10, 12 minutes. New England started to wrestle things back, assert themselves. CT United then another stretch of good play. Driven over the top once more. Pulled down on the move, it's Laurie Goddard now. Goddard looking for that central channel over to Paisho and finding him. Now Paisho looking to put it back into play, and does. There is Donovan Parisian making the grab. It was a fast start for New England in their last time against the CT United side. Just 18 minutes in, breaking the scoring open. Things haven't come as easy in the attack in this second matchup of the year for New England Revolution. They were the much better side in that second half. 8 of their 10 shots taken in the final 45 minutes. They did tack on a second goal in the 56th minute. Looking for Darlene, instead turned over at the back. Monis jumping on it. Now Monis trying to play Mora into space. Mimi is there for the emergency clearance. Skipping off of Robbie Mora and out for a Schneider-Mimi throw. Been a pretty free-flowing first 45 minutes. Limited stoppages, and that means just 1 minute of added time at the end of this first 45. One back, off the toss back into play by Gomez. Looking to spring Alex Monis free. Instead, one back by New England. They promptly turn it back over. Here's Serwada. Now Shannon will chip it along. Gamrath trying to hack it back down. Successful there. Takes a couple ricochets before settling at the feet of Serwada. And now another whistle as Ernesto Gomez going down. Gomez, the quick restart. Here is CT United. Flash toward goal. Took a deflection off a New England defender, and it will be a late corner one. They play the short option, CT United do. Monis, he'll stand across up. Cleared away again. That time it was Da. Darlene knocks it out. Monis racing to set this up at the corner flag. We have crossed over that one allotted. Gutierrez gonna let this play out. Likely the last kick of the game, or last kick of the half, I should say, for Monis, who steers this in toward Parisian. Knocked away, and there is that halftime whistle from Gary Gutierrez. A frenetic, frantic first 45 minutes, but no goals on the board. We are scoreless through 45 minutes of play. Coming up in our halftime show, one of the best young stars in MLS traces his soccer roots. That after this brief timeout.
should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back to Connecticut. Last week, Julian Hall scored the first goal in a wild match for Red Bull New York after helping Red Bulls 2 win the MLS Next Pro Championship a season ago. Let's track the remarkable journey of this rising star.
Julian Hall, remember the name. It's that man again, Julian Hall. Cross goal, it goes in.
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall!
Swinging ball towards the back post, it goes. Opening goal for Red Bull New York, Julian Zakrzewski Hall.
Born in Manhattan, New York, Julian Hall found the game the same way a lot of kids in this city do.
I first kind of started playing soccer when I was around 4 years old. I would play a lot wherever I could, if it was a field near my apartment or wherever I could, basically. And I just remember, falling in love with the game and wanting to play as much as I can. There's a main place I would play. It's pretty popular in Manhattan. It's called Pier 40, and a lot of people go there. That's where I played with Manhattan Kickers. It's kind of where I really started to realize I really wanted to play soccer seriously and maybe make it professionally.
That love for the game turned into an opportunity, a move into one of the top academies in the country.
Julian came into our system at U14. I think he played about 3 or 4 games with the U14s. I was a U15 coach at the time, so I was observing those games, and you could see straight away he was a special talent. So he quickly got moved up an age group to play with the U15s that season. Made an instant impact with the older age groups.
The level changed quickly, and so did the expectations.
I was very excited to come in and show my ability, and I was playing with my age and I was playing a year up, and the intensity was a different level, I would say, from what I've ever played at that point in my life. So yeah, no, it's an amazing experience.
Chimueno scored off the bench against Seattle, and Julian Hall with the breakthrough! The Golden Boot leader rises to the occasion, and we've got an electric finish here in the U15 final.
He's one of those players that can get you up off your feet. Like, he's direct, he can take players on, he can score goals from inside the box, outside the box in really different ways. And, it would always amaze you how he would find goals in the game.
The next step brought a new set of challenges.
That was the biggest jump for me, going from academy to professional football. The intensity, the physicality, the football, it was all quicker than anything I had experienced before. And, I just thought I did a good job of staying level-headed and not being discouraged about little things.
Working to the midfield, now Gonzalez entering the box, across and a goal! Julian Hall puts the Red Bulls 2 on the board.
I was lucky to be coached by Ibrahim Sakaya, and Bradley Wright Phillips was there a lot of the time as well. They did a good job of helping me progress and helping me not get discouraged and keep going every single day and working hard. The coaching staff really mended me very well.
Like, he's always striving to try and get better at something within games and training. And then, why he adapts well, he's a natural goal scorer.
For Julian, it was about staying level and keeping the work the same.
Jules.
When you go to a professional environment, if you're doing the most amount of work and you're clearly working harder than everyone else, it stands out to a lot of people, and that can be something that separates you from everyone else. If you're a hard worker, that could get you to a lot of places, and I think that's just something that established me when I first came into the first team.
That work and mentality has paid off with the fast start of the season.
We're really happy with the way that he's moving himself forward. He has taken the ideas and has really shown that he is picking things up. Obviously, there's the attacking part, his ability to find chances, his ability to take balls on the move, to dribble, to go by guys, run in the box. The part that goes with it is how much work he does for us against the wall, how much pressing, how much sprinting, how much chasing, how much work he does to really make the game difficult on the other team. And so we're really, really happy with the progress that he's made. We're going to continue to push him.
As he continues to grow, so does the chemistry with his teammates around him.
I've known Julian for a very long time now. I see the way he works in training. I'm getting to know him more and more, obviously, as we play together on and off the field. And then when I step onto the field, I know where he's going to be on the field, what his positioning is like, where he wants the ball, left foot, right foot. And we're kind of growing that connection, which has been going in a really good way, and hopefully, to grow that connection even more.
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall! 2-0!
I think it's just the trust with the coaching staff. Coach Michael, he's done a great job with us during preseason and putting trust in me to start the first couple games. It's a lot of credit to him for putting his belief in me. Obviously, I have to go out there and perform to the best of my ability, and thankfully, I've got a couple goals so far. The goal is to keep progressing throughout the season.
Talent and work ethic have helped Julian's dreams come true faster than even he could have predicted.
I've always dreamt of becoming a professional soccer player, but I never really expected it to happen so fast, to be honest. Earlier that year, I was still just playing academy, and I was progressing well, but I never thought it would lead to signing a contract later that year. So it's kind of a lesson there just to be ready for anything, and anything can happen very, very quickly. You really just have to put your all into whatever you're doing, and things can happen. I think a big thing is just self-belief, because when I was playing in MLS Next, I was signing a contract later that season. I had no idea. I did not have a plan on signing that year. That was not in my plan at all. I think things like that can come from just you doing as much as you can, and things will just happen by itself, as long as you're working hard and giving 100% every single day, good things will happen. And thankfully things came to me that year, and you got to be grateful, and you got to use it as much as you can to your abilities.
Great stuff out of Red Bull New York. Julian Hall, one of the fascinating young players MLS has to offer. As for our contest, we've reached the half between CT United and New England Revolution to 0-0 through 45 minutes of play. There's plenty of action to recap and look ahead to as we take a look at our recent scores around MLS Next Pro. Atlanta United picking up a massive win on the road against Carolina Core, who halved the deficit in the second half. Atlanta got out to a 2-0 lead before Core scored. And Atlanta United, they find themselves third right now in the Eastern Conference table, courtesy of that 2-1 win, a 5-2-1 overall record. Their goal difference is fantastic, 14 goals, 9 conceded. Looking ahead to the upcoming schedule, action will get back underway on Tuesday of midweek against NYCFC and Chicago Fire. Huntsville City, they will get that Carolina Core team we just mentioned. And Huntsville City, coming off a win yesterday, 2-0 on the road at Chattanooga FC. They, after a tough start to the season, sneaking back into the conversation. They find themselves in 6th right now, 3-2-2 overall. Well, that was the action that was. As for our contest and its action that was in the first half, let's bring you up to speed. Halftime highlights on your screen now. No goals, but there were plenty of scoring opportunities. This one coming right through the middle. A good ball delivered ahead to Laurie Goddard, who misses that far stick. Alex Monis, you'll start to see a theme here for Connecticut United. He's been creating some good chances when in the attack, carving real openings. They miss again. Then a breakthrough. Monis coming forward, but coming out was Parisian, diving to block that one away. That kept it scoreless, and that is where we stand through 45 minutes of play. We'll head to break. When we return, the second half kick in Connecticut.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Sun starting to set here in Connecticut, but we still have plenty of action to go. 45 more minutes put on the clock, and 3 points hanging in the balance between CT United and New England Revolution. No score through 45 minutes of play in the second meeting of the year between these two regional rivals. Real budding rivalry here in the northeast portion of the country between New England and Connecticut. Fast and flying first half in terms of the offensive opportunities created. New England, they had some chances to score, specifically one very good chance that was stopped by Gunther Rankenberg. But it was Connecticut United asserting themselves in the first 10 or so minutes. And that is in keeping with what Shavar Thomas has asked of this team throughout 2026. He describes it as wanting to play Connecticut United football. Well, what does that mean? That means be the dominant team, impose their will. They want to take time and space away from their opposition. They did that in stretches against New England, who were firm defensively despite conceding 2 shots on target in the first and the 4 total shots. New England did a good job, though, to, as that half carried on, grow in to the contest. In fact, New England ended up finishing the first 45 minutes with 74 of their 174 passes completed in the CT United half of things. Waiting the opening whistle of the second 45 minutes between CT United and New England Revolution 2. Already been some matches completed and in progress around MLS Next Pro, including in a rematch of last season's Eastern Conference Final. Red Bull New York 2 rallying from a 1-0 deficit, putting 2 on the board in the second half past Philadelphia Union, and they win that one to take all 3 points, 2-1. And you look at the Eastern Conference table, Red Bull New York nipping now on the heels of Crown Legacy, who they themselves are in action, the Eastern Conference leaders. That match just got underway between they and Orlando City B. OCB, they find themselves just behind Huntsville City in the Eastern Conference table right now in 7th. Orlando City, they've had some impressive late match moments, had a winner at Carolina Core in second half stoppage time, an equalizer 2 matches ago at the death against Chicago Fire 2, recently hiring new management. Edward Wilding taking over as Manuel Goldberg moving on an interim basis to first-team assistant after Orlando City parting ways with first-team manager Oscar Perea and hiring former MLS Next Pro manager Martin Perlman. The Lions of Orlando City in MLS action grabbing all the headlines yesterday, coming all the way back at home or on the road rather, from down 3-0 against Inter Miami, winning the derby 4-3. Speaking of Inter Miami 2, they are knotted at the break 1-1 with Columbus Crew. Federico Higuain trying to get Columbus back to that promised land. They missed the playoffs last year, first time in their club's brief existence that they have not been a part of the MLS Next Pro playoffs. They were one of just a handful of clubs prior to 2025 to appear in all 4 Next Pro playoffs, winning the inaugural playoffs. They look the part of a contender again. A 4-3-1 record to open the season. Right now, 4th in the Eastern Conference table. New England Revolution, they're very familiar with what Columbus Crew has brought to the table in 2026. Just played them last time out prior to this fixture. Both teams out from the halftime locker room, and we are moments away from the opening whistle of the second half. There is the whistle from Gary Gutierrez, and officially the second half underway in Connecticut between New England and CT United. Trying to turn the corner, and Wells does. Now Wells shakes off a challenge, cuts inside, Wells in front, knocked away, and falls back to the feet of Ernesto Gomez. A whistle. Gomez just backing down on Makai Wells, and that will bring things to a stoppage. Physicality, well, it was there in the first half. 16 combined fouls, also 2 yellow cards, 1 for either side handed out. We get a whistle for a stoppage as official will charge back behind the play. Makai Wells is down for New England, and that will bring trainers on. Wells had gone down behind the play and now still not back to his feet. This is what led to Makai Wells ultimately staying down on this turf surface. And you see right there in the center of the screen, Gomez was trying to split 2 defenders, and Wells immediately goes down. Wells, the 17-year-old native of Washington, D.C. His start today, his 5th of the season in 6 appearances. He has been productive both for New England Revolution 2 and the New England Revolution Academy. Wells up back to his feet. You see, struggling to put some weight. Really struggling to walk off the pitch here. Flanked by trainers. Now Carlos Zambrano will walk over and try to help Wells. Wells getting a start today on that right wing. Part of that front 3, dynamic front 3. He, Miles Morgan, Jaden Daw at that center striker position. This is not the ending that neither he nor Pablo Morera were looking for to his outing. Wells will walk off, and he will be unable, rather, to continue on in this contest. Instead, in comes Shuma Sasaki, former Michigan Wolverine, second-team Big Ten selection, with his third appearance in a New England Revolution shirt. On for the injured Makai Wells. Sasaki will charge on for his first run of the evening to spell Makai Wells. Now New England back to full strength. This contest can resume, and it does. Thrown back in by CT United. Ultimately whipped away by Dahlin. Hammered back down by the home side. Able to settle in on possession, at least for the moment. Ball lead back down the pitch by Camrath. And it will be a New England Revolution throw-in. The aforementioned Shuma Sasaki, he was signed to an MLS Next Pro deal through the end of this campaign earlier in April. Has since played 2 prior matches, this being his third appearance. Did play at Michigan for current New England Revolution assistant Sean Hughes, a 5-goal contribution 2025 season for Sasaki, who's on the ball now, played forward on the interchange. Here's Dahlin. Dahlin, the lift in, headed away. Falls back to Ernesto Gomez, and now forward Serwata goes, but right into the path of Zambrano. Sim picking out Schneider Mimi. Mimi lost it for a moment. Paisho ended up picking it up, and Mimi running through him to draw a whistle from Gary Gutierrez. Stevenson now, the layoff over to Paisho, who will funnel it back wide. Losing ground here is the Brazilian Paisho. Up ahead, Robbie Mora tried to work it back over, was seeking Perdomo. Instead, a turnover, change of possession. That has been the story so far for CT United through large stretches of their time spent in the final third. They get into that final third, but they have lacked some of that ruthlessness that Javar Thomas and company are looking for, and that is something that Thomas, going back to this 3-4 match window that the CT United side was coming off of entering this contest, he had said that that's really one of their biggest takeaways, the staff, is that they're looking for more ruthlessness in terms of their goal scoring. They thought that they've been strong in their chance creation, but it's been that finishing touch that they've lacked. Advantage played quickly here. Sasaki with options, finds Dahlin. Musenden now. Musenden back down low. Here's Sasaki, the cross in. First to it was Camrath. Dahlin will reset things here for New England. Come out on the front foot since the clock rolled over to the second 45 minutes. A good ball forward, trying to find Mimi. Handcuffed there by Serwata. Dislodged though by Mbaya Sim. And now trying to set that back up to Jaden Da, but out of his reach. Now a whistle. First 45 minutes, CT United, they found a majority of their chances in those transitional spaces. Layoff back to Musinden. Spring Zambrano free. Mimi overruns that ball, and now turning this into a counter is Sirwada. You're able to come over and cancel that one out. Long toss ahead into Robbie Mora, who runs right into Chris Bayasem. Perdomo whips this across goal. Monis trying to strike this off the volley and couldn't get it. Now headed into the path here of Sasaki. Sasaki playing it through, looking for Zambrano, but Stevenson is there. The clearance out. Jamar Stevenson, he has covered a lot of ground. 15 in purple and black. And he's a player that earlier in the year, Shavar Thomas had highlighted as a real dynamic playmaker for them from that center back spot. Also unique in the fact that he's 6'7", has that physical element that he can really lean into. Mora lifts it in behind. Laurie Goddard, though, in an offside position. There were several faces for New England Revolution 2 that appeared with the first team in the U.S. Open Cup that just came to a close for this New England Revolution organization, falling against the aforementioned Orlando City as that one out of the reach of Darlene and out for a throw-in. In the round of 16, a 4-3 barn burner contest. MLS next pro standout Zakaria Taifi coming on in stoppage time and hammering home the winner to send Orlando City into the final 8 of the U.S. Open Cup. But players like a Gabe Darlene making his first start with New England Revolution at that first team level. It was Donovan Parisian, Gabe Darlene, Alan O'Yearwath, Eric Klein, Malcolm Fry, Cristiano Oliveira, Mario McIntosh, all getting starts in that round of 32 fixture against Orlando City. Parisian also played against Rhode Island FC in the round of 32, rather the round of 16 fixture against Orlando City. Round of 32, Parisian also played in against Rhode Island FC. A couple of crucial saves there. This one over the top, finding Sasaki, acres of space, late arriving run, it's Zambrano, blocked by Stevenson again. CT United, their ability to get numbers behind the ball when New England in transition. It's been the difference maker to keep this contest level. This is a prime example of it. New England getting out and running, but Stevenson tracking all the way back and stepping in front. Meanwhile, Connecticut United, they will make their first changes of the contest. Rickson Van Hees, Andre Applewhite will come on. Here's O'Yearwath. Sim now will switch. Like that U.S. Open Cup, Pablo Morera, he did say this week that it was so great to see all the New England Revolution 2 representation with the first team in the U.S. Open Cup. Feels like it shows real proof of concept of what he and his coaching staff are doing here in 2026, that Marko Mitrovic at that first team level trusts his players enough to put them in those big spots. Back out wide, here's New England. And Miles Morgan looking for that switching ball. Applewhite jumping in front of that one. Darlene, though, going to ground and winning it back. Brave challenge there for New England's captain. Sasaki, doubling him up. Back over to Darlene. He's a bit too casual with it there. Paisho able to win it back. And now we get another whistle, and this will be a booking. Darlene will carry a yellow as we inch closer to the hour mark played. Darlene earning that yellow for that right there on Paisho. Just impeding his progress, and that a card-worthy offense. Darlene will go into the book, and we are back underway off that stoppage. Here is Gunther Rankenberg, one save in the first half for the former Georgia State Panther.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has shown a yellow card to New England's number 15, Jake Shannon, in the 60th minute.
Here's a bias sim, pinned back deep. There's Goddard pressing high into him, and bias sim able to create some space via the goal clearance. After conferring, the officials ultimately issuing the yellow card to Jake Shannon and not Gabe Darlene. So New England's captain not shown a yellow, but it is his defensive partner directly to his left at that center back spot that is carrying a yellow now. Here's Schneider Mimi racing forward. He's going to race past Robbie Mora, at least for a moment. Mora now back on the ball. Another stoppage. And you see the reaction there from Pablo Morera. He had mentioned that there have been some lapses for his team in terms of it being whether a foul conceded. You go back to their Red Bull New York match, it was a foul late in a half that allowed Red Bull New York a free kick opportunity to get a goal, or whether just defensive lapses that concede the goal. Wants to see his team try to clean up their game model going forward. They have been whistled and booked a handful of times, at least from a foul standpoint. Just one booking against New England today, but a bevy of fouls against Revolution too. Da looking for the give back via Musindin. Musindin left that one a bit short, and now trying to settle in on this one is CT United. Now Yerwath crashing in to Alex Monis, who goes down and stays down. Meanwhile, Gary Gutierrez reaching for his pocket and handing out a card. Oh, Yerwath and Monis, two former teammates. Monis was worse for wear on that tackle. He's back to his feet though. CT United will have it at the restart. They were able at times to use their vertical game to try to help unlock things, but it just hasn't been as consistent of a success as what Shavar Thomas and company are looking for. Only 40% completion percentage on their long passes going forward. A lot of space to move at times in this end. There is some space here for Paisho. Ultimately dispossessed by Jake Shannon. And Shannon will win a throw in. Here's Sirwada. Sirwada was trying to get past three defenders. Ultimately, CT United still stay in possession. Switched out over, lifted by Perdomo. First to it, Mora, the layoff. Monis, his effort is blocked. There's a whistle though. Offside flag did come up. from the near assistant referee. Fresh legs on for Shavar Thomas and CT United. Barnabas Tanyi will come on, the Hungarian center forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for
Eighth appearance of 2026 for Tanyi. That's 3 changes for Shavar Thomas. Still 2 remaining here in this contest, and still plenty of time for one of these clubs to find that elusive breakthrough. Parisian under some pressure here, has to get rid of it. Almost forced into a turnover. Despite CT United sending numbers forward, they've been active in this end of things, pressing New England, trying to force them into mistakes. New England, they have been very calm under some of this high pressure from CT United. And now switched out wide. Here's Shuma Sasaki. Stutters, Sasaki shifting out wide, wanting that cross. Deflected out by Applewhite, and it will be a corner for New England. Revs had 3 corners in the first half, didn't score on any of them. Zambrano, the point man on this service. Zambrano, outswing, headed by Shannon over the bar and off the top netting. Alex Monis, he had just subbed off a moment ago in favor of Barnabas Tanyi, the former New England Revolution man. His evening is done. Meanwhile, New England, they will counter with 2 changes of their own, their second and third respectively, as Judah Sequeira will charge on. The 17-year-old, and joining him is Demario McIntosh. Up ahead is Shannon, able to hack that away for a clearance for New England. Tanyi now. Barnabas Tanyi making his first venture into MLS Next Pro, no stranger to the American game, a product of the Detroit City Academy of the USL Championship level. 7 appearances back in 2022 with Detroit City during USL Championship play. Forward New England goes, promptly knocked down by CT United. Giving up out wide. Rickson Van Hees now. Inside, here's Mora. He'll cycle this one around. Sirwada is down. Hammered ahead. And ultimately claimed by Parisian.
They have the ball. They don't want to kick it out. And now you stop the game when we have the ball. How does that make sense? In what world? Please explain that.
Steven Sirwada, the player down, which preceded this stoppage. And now a yellow card will be shown to Schneider Mimi. Pablo Morera roaming the New England Revolution touchline. He continues to voice his displeasure with the stoppage, but also the card as well. A frustrating contest for New England, who have enjoyed majority of the possession, but lack the dangerous chances to try to put this contest away. Their only big scoring chance just narrowly went off the target. Zawada helped back to his feet. This was an opportunity here for CT United. Good ball lifted out wide. Mora, the layoff, was deflecting off of the boots of Gabe Dahlin via the Monis shot, who has since subbed off. And now Parisian will just wave numbers forward as we cross into the 70th minute. Parisian will have it via the drop ball. Pablo Morera, he said this week that Parisian really sets the tone and the tempo for New England in their build-outs. They love to try to use him to try to bypass the press, take the air out of things. Good interchange here. Sasaki, still Sasaki rounding the corner, and his square ball cut out. Another corner loading here for New England. This time it'll be Judah Sequeira, former New England Revolution U16 Academy man. The 40th ever Revolution Academy product to make his professional debut out of the Academy. Sequeira whips this in toward Rankenberg. Not much traffic in front of him, sees that one in all the way. He's played well so far tonight. Hasn't seen many minutes. It's been Anthony Ramos, the 23-year-old former LA Galaxy Academy and LA Galaxy 2 netminder, back when Galaxy 2 were a part of USL Championship. Of course, they're known as something completely different now here in MLS Next Pro, Ventura County. Ramos played 6 consecutive matches. But Rankenberg getting his second start of the night. He's made the most of these minutes to this point. This ball recycled. Shannon able to find Musinden, who's running out of options. Tries to play it forward, misses Dahlin, and out it goes for a throw-in to CT United. Elsewhere around the Eastern Conference, Columbus Crew, they've opened up a 3-1 lead on Inter Miami. That one getting late into the second half. It's about the same period of time we're at in this contest, 73rd minute. Crown Legacy, half hour in, they're up 1-0 on Orlando City. And Toronto FC, which happens to be the upcoming competition for CT United. They right now are level with FC Cincinnati 2, 0-0. Here is New England, who are level with CT United, 0-0. They'll steal this one back to Mbaye-Sem. Something that Pablo Morera had wanted to see more of from New England tonight, those diagonal balls, switching passes of play. Said that they really enjoyed those switches themselves last time against CT United. Mora, though, jumping the pass. Here's Mora looking to lead the way into Paisho. It was telegraphed, knocked away by Oyerwath, but not decisive enough for a clearance. Perdomo, back forward to Van Hees. Turned over, and now New England a chance to break out here. Sasaki, early ball in, finding Demario McIntosh. McIntosh going down and a point to the spot. It's a penalty for New England. Demario McIntosh coming in and making an instant impact for Revolution 2. A chance to go up a goal here in this second half. But really, it's all set up by a wonderful early ball in, leading the way via Shuma Sasaki, who had to come on in place of the injured Makai Wells earlier in this half. Javon Musenden will step to the penalty spot. It's been an area that hasn't necessarily been a sure thing for New England in 2026. Just 57% a season ago in terms of their penalty conversion rate. This year, 0 for 1, New England are. It'll be Musenden, who has one goal contribution this year, but not a goal himself. A chance for the lead. Javon Musenden, saved by Rankenberg. An unbelievable stop for Gunther Rankenberg. Second save of the night, but this the biggest. Musenden trying to pick out that low corner, and Rankenberg read it all the way. Gunther Rankenberg, he, despite not playing the most of the minutes in net so far for CT United, he was a real productive player in USL League One for Greenville Triumph. 16 career clean sheets and just a little over 50 appearances. Now this whipped up ahead. There was a collision. Laurie Goddard went down, and Bayasim goes trotting off, clutching his face, and play will continue on. Here's Darlene. His options ahead, and we'll go back to Parisian, who finds him by a sim. Shannon to Darlene. Cutting inside is Darlene. One defender slips. Now Darlene, how about this run? Carrying it up along. Ultimately all for naught as it's hacked away for a clearance. Gabe Darlene, despite missing some time at the early portion of the season, who am I kidding? It's still the early portion of the season, but earlier this season as Yearwoth will swing it out wide to Darlene. He had said that one area that he really tried to focus in on in the offseason was just developing more of that chemistry with his team, but also building more muscle, focusing on his explosiveness as a player. We're seeing some of that explosiveness on display. They have been content to work him high into the attack on that right fullback spot. Sasaki has it knocked off his feet. Out it goes. It's another corner. No shortage of corners in half number 2 for New England. This will be the third. 6 on the night for New England Revolution. Sasaki drives this back post, glanced away, it falls to Sequeira, sends it into the stands and out. CT United, they will make another change, their 4th of the evening. Haivon Kwanong will come on. Haisho's evening is done. Fourth appearance of the season for Kwanong, the former German fifth-tier central midfielder. Spent some time prior to joining CT United in the Oberliga Westfalen. 31 career appearances, 5 goals. The CT United team, they have a real international flair about it. Kwanong, one of a number of players who, for that man right there, Shavar Thomas watching on, have impressive experience in professional leagues all across the globe. Falls to Mora, counter building here. It's Tanyi cutting to the right. Tanyi stopped by Parisian. Parisian trying to tilt the field in New England's favor. Headed down. Camrath got to it first. And here is Perdomo. Van Hees trying to open up the central channel for CT United. Hasn't been there a lot. New England, they have held their shape well defensively when CT United are in the attacking half. Sawada went down. There was no whistle, and play will continue on. Sasaki getting a piece of that ball forward. And now it's Schneider Mimi trying to turn on the Jets. Instead, turning it over, but there's a whistle. Mimi able to win a free kick here for New England. CT United is proudly supported by Yale New Haven Health, powering medical breakthroughs with the greatest of care. During this stoppage in play, Steven Sawada, CT United's captain, he's shown a yellow. So he will go into the book of Gary Gutierrez, who's furiously jotting his name down. Oh, Yerwath puts it back in play. We are underway. Shannon funneled wide. Here's Dahlin. Shavar Thomas, he demands intensity. To get pressure on the ball at all times. And CT United, well, they've had that tonight in their zonal defending structure. Went out of possession. Every time a player like a Gabe Dahlin receives that pass, there's immediately 2 purple shirts right in his face. A whistle here. Robbie Mora committing the foul. And it's quickly restarted by New England, inching their way closer to the final third. On the ball now, it's Sasaki. He's added an extra level of dynamicness to the attack since coming on. Back forward again, New England goes. The layoff seeking Musindin. Musindin stops. Now Musindin whips it in, headed away by Mora. It falls back to Gabe Dahlin. Morgan inside, the interchange between he and McIntosh. Dahlin trying to split 2. Was handcuffed a bit there by Applewhite. The real work beginning, rather, here for CT United, trying to break this press down. So far, so good for Barnabas Tanyi and company, and now Tanyi progressing along. Looking for the give and go, back to Tanyi underneath. Turning it back toward the corner. Sawada, late arriving run. Perdomo back down low. Van Hees. Van Hees whips it in. Deflected away. Well, Goddard getting to it, but all for naught. Experience the future of gaming with Find, the free gaming platform built for your smart TV. No console downloads or subscriptions required. Launching soon on Samsung and LG smart TVs. Schneider Mimi. Mora cheating up high, trying to knock that off of Schneider Mimi. Instead, it's a throw in for New England. New England, 7 total shots on the night, just 1 on target. 3 have gone off target, 3 have been blocked. It's been tough sledding at the office offensively for Revolution 2. Here they come again, though. McIntosh floating this in. It's Sasaki. His effort influenced and turned away from goal. On to Barnabas Tanyi. Here's Sirwada. Tucks it forward. Now Goddard. Goddard goes down. Musindon shown a whistle. Sirwada drives it forward. He wants Robbie Mora. Mora able to dislodge that ball. It's on to Goddard. Goddard shot blocked. Cleared away by Gabe Dahlin. New England themselves, they've blocked now 3 shots on the defensive side. This contest had lulled to a slow about 15 minutes into the second half. A number of whistles, a number of stoppages. Things really opening up now, end-to-end action. They try to go direct, CT United do. Instead, it's turned over and Sasaki taken down. New England pressing hard for this breakthrough. They've desperately sought throughout this contest. Now dragged down again. That time it's Sakara, and it sets New England up with an attacking half free kick. Uterwolf was shadowing over top of it. He ultimately backs off. Schneider Mimi thought about it for a moment. Instead, it will be Sakara to take this. Sakara rolls it out wide over to Sasaki. Overlap building on that left. Instead, Sasaki cuts in, drives it back into the penalty area, and it's hacked clear once more. That is where Parisian will set things back up for Mbayasem. The switch from Mbayasem, finding Dahlin. Losing considerable ground here. They have no choice but to go back to Parisian. Parisian 3 saves in this contest. All 3 of them have been crucial. Looking for Mimi running in behind. There were 2 on him. One of those included Rickson Van Hees. Now Rankenberg, his distribution does not make its way to the halfway line. Dahlin over to McIntosh, who had the penalty saved minutes ago. Could have put New England up 1-0. Floated ahead, in toward goal. Falls instead to Barnabas Tanyi. Applewhite. Layoff, driven clear. Kwanong able to work that one forward. Over to Goddard, trying to play Mora through. Canceled out, though, by Mbayasem. Mbayasem, such a crucial player, anchoring that back line at the center back spot for Pablo Moreira and company. Now he'll lift that one ahead. Aforementioned Chris Mbayasem, 3 interceptions tonight, 2 recoveries, and 5 defensive contributions. He's back on the ball now. Ahead, able to find Shuma Sasaki, trying to put the moves on Robbie Moore and get past him. Sasaki rounding the corner, cuts it in front. Cleared away. Darlene moves it back to Mbayasim. Some space to walk this one ahead. Mbayasim. The interchange out wide. Sasaki. Sakera. Good recycle here from New England. Back down low. Here is Darlene again, trying to shake free of Barnabas Tanyi. And it will be another corner. Officially 6 minutes of stoppage time. Since Zambrano left, Sakera has been the trigger man on these corners for New England. Trying to spin this in from the far flag. Sakera swings it high and in, knocked down. It falls to Mimi, second ball in. And Gunther Rankenberg will collect. Tanyi trying to turn on the ball. Lost his footing there. Recover though. Sasaki gets past one. Shuma Sasaki. Another early ball, finding McIntosh on the right. McIntosh toward goal, skipping around, and Rankenberg will finally lay on it. Pablo Moreira had said this contest would be won on the flanks, and over these last couple minutes, New England starting to assert themselves in the wide areas, especially since Demario McIntosh came into the contest. He is providing so much width on the right. And here comes New England on the right again, this time courtesy of Gabe Darlene. Oyerwath. They've been holding him back in the first half in terms of his positioning, dropping him in defensively, working him higher into the attack though, as this contest is carried on. Mbayasim ahead, Shuma Sasaki. Cut back inside on those two defenders. Able to do so. It'll stay here though for a New England throw. Have to give a tip of the cap to Robbie Mora, who had a hand in on that. Mora's covered so much ground. They'll have him back defensively for numbers behind the ball, and then when they're in the attack, he's already in the other box. A real box-to-box type player. Robbie Mora is at that central midfield role. A throw in here for New England. They want to move quickly with it. Sinden will slow things up instead. Into Darlene. Oyerwath, give and go. Musinden knocked off the ball. Back down by Jake Shannon. And here is Gabe Darlene now. Some space, turning on it. Musinden looking to play Sasaki through. Sasaki one-on-one, cutting to his right. The lift, top of the area. Sakera from distance, not making its way through. Shannon back on it. Halfway home here in second half stoppage time. Darlene toppled, and Gabe Darlene slow to get back to his feet. These last 5-6 minutes been real frantic defensively for CT United. New England full head of steam every time they come down the pitch. Also started to shift that line a little higher over these last couple minutes. They've been playing that line a bit lower, deeper into their defensive half, but they're using that line to keep the pressure in this half. Sasaki drives it toward goal. Ricocheting around, still free. Sakera, he strikes it, but it's blocked. Mbayasim trying to work it back along. He comes up a bit lame as Serwata settles on it. Hooks this pass forward, wanting Barnabas Tanyi. Barnabas Tanyi over to Goddard. It was behind him and cleared away. Now it's CT United's turn for a chance at goal. Perdomo flashes this across. Headed down by Goddard toward Kwanyong, and instead cleared away again by New England. Serwata able to keep the pressure on. Gomez. Back to Serwata. 5 of the 6 allotted for stoppage time have elapsed. Van Hees, top of the area, Mora turning. Back to Serwata. This block of New England just so stout, holding its shape. Cross stood up, and Bias Sim first contact. Darlene Musindin, who goes down, still Darlene now. He'll play it forward into the path of Musindin, trying to find Sasaki and does. Last push here for the Revs. Shuma Sasaki back stick headed out, and it will be a corner for New England. What could be the final kick of the contest? New England will have a corner. It'll be Alan O'Yearwath to take. O'Yearwath will spot it up instead. Sasaki will have it. Revolution 2 crowding the penalty area. Sasaki swings this out, headed down, and stopped by Rankenberg. There was a whistle before the save. And there it is. The full-time whistle. No winner to be found through 90 minutes. And that means we will head to a penalty shootout. That comes on the other side, 0-0 at the end of regulation.
By a shootout with kicks from the penalty mark to determine which team will receive an additional point in the MLS Next Pro standings.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Back in Connecticut, 90 minutes, not enough to determine who will capture all 3 points. And at this juncture, the points are shared in this 0-0 scoreless draw. Penalty shootout to determine who will capture that elusive and crucial second point. For Connecticut United, this halts the 4-match losing skid, and it jumps them above NYC FC to their 1 point clear of the Pigeons, with now 7 points. New England, meanwhile, this halts their 2-match losing streak, and it pulls them 1 point closer to Orlando City B who are in action at the moment against Crown Legacy. Right now, at the half, Crown Legacy up over OCB. So should that result stand, Orlando City B would not be able to put more distance between themselves and New England Revolution. New England, they are 2 for 2 on their 2 prior penalty shootouts. 2 shootout wins in 2026. And for CT United, they had come in with a 2-5-0 record. This will be the first time CT United in their club's brief history have participated in a penalty shootout. So a chance at a little bit of history for CT United if they could come out the other side on top in this penalty shootout. CT United, New England Revolution, second ever meeting, and they head to a penalty shootout. Donovan Parisian will hand the ball to Alan O'Yearwath, who will start things out in this penalty shootout. For New England, first draw they've played to since their scoreless draw against Toronto FC. It is the 3rd clean sheet of the season. That means donuts come Monday morning for this New England Revolution side, courtesy of their netminder. O'Yearwath to start us out. The take, and he scores. No nonsense penalty taking from Alan O'Yearwath. Just drives this one in. Rankenberg, he was able to show some of his prowess on penalty saving during regulation, stonewalling Demario McIntosh, but guessing wrong that time as O'Yearwath putting New England out in front. Stepping up to the spot, Andre Applewhite, the 23-year-old from the Bahamas, squaring off with Donovan Parisian, who had a penalty save, a huge one in the round of 32 of the U.S. Open Cup. Trying to replicate that against Applewhite, who chips it in. Things even at 1, a little crafty here from Applewhite. Looked like he was going to run up full speed, instead pulling up at the last minute and just popping that one in. Here is Jake Shannon now. Jake Shannon, a talented player out of UNC Wilmington, where he finished his college career 4th most minutes in program history. Now cutting his teeth with New England Revolution 2. Shannon tucks it in. He went low on Rankenberg, who guessed the right angle, just underneath that outstretched right arm of the 6'3" Georgia native. Offense was at a premium during regulation. No goals scored. Now New England, they've scored in back-to-back tries from the spot. here in this penalty shootout. CT United trying to do the same. Hyven Kwanong. Kwanong scores. Went high there on Parisian. It took a little deflection, and it did off the crossbar. Sometimes those deflections in penalty shootouts off the bar can not go in the favor of the penalty taker, but Kwanong just tucking it in under the bar and deflecting it down. Both sides 2 for 2. Now here comes Miles Morgan, a player that Pablo Moreira called this week a jack of all trades. Morgan scores. Went to the same spot Shannon did, and the same result under that right arm of Gunther Rankenberg. Just rolling that one across the line and in. Next to take, Laurie Goddard. Goddard, his career, both collegiately and professionally, littered with goal scoring. 34 career goals in his college career between Hofstra and Merrimack. Already has 2 goals in his professional career. He's an automatic scorer. Trying to be automatic from the spot here to make it 3 for 3. Laurie Goddard. Parisian got a piece of it, but it still goes in. You can tell Parisian frustrated with his own efforts after this. Guessed the right way. Went a little bit low as Goddard went a little bit higher than where Parisian was diving. Still, though, the Arizona native getting both hands on it. Not enough to parry it aside. Here is Judah Sequeira. 9 appearances a season ago for New England. Closing in on that mark already. Made his 7th appearance after he came on in the second half tonight. Sequeira, the run up, the stutter. Sequeira scores. He's a young guy, but a veteran move here on the penalty shootout. Just freezing Gunther Rankenberg with that little stutter. New England, they have liked going to that far side of Gunther Rankenberg. Got the 3rd straight penalty that Revolution 2 have taken and have gone over toward that far end of the net. And now here is Lucas Camrath, former Tampa Bay United Academy man. Tampa Bay United now playing in MLS Next. Camrath drives it in. Camrath, cool, calm, and collected. Just soundly beating Parisian there. But no misses for both New England and Connecticut through the first 4 rounds. Demario McIntosh, who has already been in this spot once tonight, had a penalty during regulation, saved by that man in orange, Gunther Rankenberg. Trying to atone for that. McIntosh stops. McIntosh drives it in. The New England Revolution homegrown, Demario McIntosh, just dragging that back foot there, making it hard for Rankenberg to get a true read on it. New England 5 for 5. If CT United can make it 5 for 5, we will go to sudden death. Rainiel Perdomo, he will be the 5th penalty taker for Connecticut. Perdomo must score to keep this shootout going. Facing off here with Donovan Parisian. Perdomo, the run up, and he goes and scores. Connecticut flawless through 5, as is New England. And we go to the sudden death round now. Perdomo took a minute to collect himself, thought about where he wanted to go, and picked his spot just right. Now it's Shuma Sasaki. Sasaki runs up, Sasaki misses wide. The first miss of the night for New England. And Sasaki, as soon as it left his boot, you saw the reaction. He knew it was going wide. It'll be Barnabas Tanyi now, a chance to win it in the shootout for CT United. Parisian and Rankenberg having a quick word. Parisian trying to lean into those mind games that so many keepers try to employ in these moments. And now Donovan Parisian showing a yellow card. Derek Gutierrez, he's not been shy about handing out the cards. He's been quick with the whistle tonight. Tanyi, a chance to win it. Barnabas Tanyi scores and seals the extra point for CT United.
CT United 6, New England Revolution 2-5.
The club's first penalty shootout in their abbreviated history, and their first penalty shootout win comes courtesy of tonight's man of the match, and it's presented by Adidas. That man, number 7 in purple and black, is your man of the match, presented by Adidas. Barnabas Tanyi helping seal it from the spot for CT United, the winning penalty in the shootout. A hard-fought effort for Connecticut United, not just halting their 4-match losing skid, but giving them 2 of a possible 3 points on the night. It's all over here in Connecticut. CT United wins the penalty shootout 6-5 after a 0-0 draw in regulation. For our entire broadcast crew, I'm Jake Griffith. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night from Connecticut.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.